The first thing I want to do before we start with the actual encryption tool is we need to install the library. So how do we install our own library? Well, let's go into our directory and let's alter our Makefile a little bit. So if you remember, the ultimate target of this Makefile is to create this lib-arcfour.so. However, I'm gonna rename it to lib-arcfour.so because it will be easier to use it if it has the correct naming standard. I will also have to check what the correct library directory is. Before it was always user-lib, but now, at least on my 64-bit Linux system, it is this one. So you need to add this x86, etc. So let's grab this, and we also need the include directory, but that's just user include as usual, I think. User include arc. Yeah. So let's create two variables. One which is going to be the incdir, and I will put user include. That's where we put the H files, and then libdir. That's where we put the library file. So when we have compiled lib-arcfour.so, then we will copy lib-arcfour.so to the, let's see, the libdir. And we're gonna copy the arc4.h to our incdir, like so. And then we're gonna run the command ldconfig, which will update all the configuration files necessary for the library to work. Okay, let's try it. And we need to run this as root because we don't have write permission to that directory. So let's begin by doing make clean. And okay, by the way, it will be better if we create a new target, which we'll call install. And let's grab these 3 lines and put them here instead. So in this arc4 we compiled the actual library, and then we do make install as its own command to install it. So make clean, let me just clear. So make clean, and then make, and finally sudo make install. Okay, no errors. So let's go to the directory for today's program. I'm gonna call it FSE, and I'm not gonna tell what the FS stands for, but the E stands for encrypt. And that's because I don't want to spoil what the ultimate end with this project is. And I'm gonna tell that in a later episode. So let's create a test file, test.c, and we will include just the standard IO, and we're gonna include our own arc4.h, and we use these angle brackets because now it is installed globally on the system. And then I'm going to just create an empty main which return 0. So basically I just want to see if it compiles. Okay, we need to let's run one of the functions in that library. So what do we have? We have arc. Let me just check. So more user include arc4. So let's do arc4 init. It takes the key and the size of the key. That's right. So arc4 init and a key, and the size of the key in bytes, so 5. This should work. And let's cast this to a volatile. So let's cast this to a volatile arc4 pointer. And that's basically just so the compiler won't simply ignore this line, because we don't do anything with the return value. Okay, so then we first compile it with the -c, so test.c, and we get the object file. And now when we're going to link, we do gcc test.o-o test, and if we don't add anything else, we get the error that it doesn't find arc4 init. But this is globally installed on the system, so all we need to do is add -l arc4, and it compiles and runs. Great. So now we have installed our library. Okay guys, let's end there for today, and we will continue this project another day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and thanks for today.